What's up, traders? This is Vee Trades, and today we'll be doing a technical analysis breakdown for Palantir Technologies with the ticker symbol PLTR. I will first be going over what I see on the daily chart and finish the video off with the weekly chart. This video is for entertainment purposes only. Please trade at your own risk. So Palantir has had a large drop, as you can see here, about 36%. At one point, it was about 40%. And is that the end of the bull market? And are we going to continue lower, or this is just a temporary drop and we're going to see higher prices? Well, I think it's more likely we have topped. Generally, when price gets this overextended and we already see a large drop, we don't really see prices recover like that. Especially, these type of companies, Palantir, because these are more like a cyclical, I would say, technology type of stock. They don't really, whenever they see large drop, it's hard for it to, reverse higher, especially when it got this overextended, right? It's worth 187 billion as right now, with the annual revenue of last year of about 3 billion. I mean, come on, that you already know that was extremely overvalued. Let's look at the trend line. So we have this trend line right here, and then we can make this one a little bit steeper. Let me adjust that again. So we have this trend line right here, and then we have this trend line. So these trend lines, the first trend line is already broken, and it looks like we're finding resistance from the backside of it. And the second one is still in play, but generally you don't want to see price come to that. You want to see price continue to maintain the better angles of attack, or the more structured angles, not the super weak looking ones. So overall, I would say this looks like we're going to be expecting more downside, probably come back to right where we started. Whenever price goes up really quickly and it starts coming down really quickly, we come right back to where we started. So it's just basically all this liquidity that went into the market is just being sucked right back out. So it looks like it's coming right back towards the mid 60s to the high 60s, which would be right over here, which can act as potential support as well. So as right now, it looks like most likely we see more lower prices than higher prices. We're also below this level right here that could have acted as potential support, but now we're below it at $83. And it looks like price does want to continue lower, unless somehow we just manage to get back above the mid to high 80s and reverse. Well, then obviously, this analysis would be incorrect. But with everything I see on the chart right now, I would say bears have more control of the market than the bulls. As you can see, we're not really seeing any aggressive buying occurring on the chart. We're seeing more red candles, and we're not seeing any strong bounces. So it looks like price wants to continue to drop down lower. Looking at the weekly chart, price has more room to the downside, towards, like I said before, the low to mid 60s. And it's better to look at the log scale for that. Here's a look at the log scale. And we're still above the weekly EMA, which is not the end of the world. It's still a pretty good sign. However, I think we did break through this ascending trend line. So that's not a good sign. Generally, when you see a break of the trend line, there's a good chance we could see more downside. So this looks like we could be expecting at least probably the low to mid 60s for Palantir in the near future. This is not that big of a drop. I think we've seen larger for Palantir. I mean, 32% back over here. I think this was about 25%. It's one of the larger drops, but not the end of the world. We'll see if the trend can resume higher off that low to mid 60s, which I think it can go to. And that's all I have for Palantir this week. Bears are maintaining control of the market, and most likely they'll continue to drop down that price. This is Vee Trades, and thank you for your time.